And finally, the brain catches up to reality. And I said, wow, we are absolutely, positively under attack here. Kennedy, LaGuardia, and Newark airports abandoned their towers because there were reports that they were going to try to hit those facilities. So as you could imagine, it was absolutely overwhelming. New York City Police Department lost 23 police officers. Port Authority lost 37 police officers, and the New York City Fire Department lost 343 firefighters. In my 23 police officers, I probably knew 10 of them as friends, both on and off duty.
On September 11th, 2001, Ken Solosky was NYPD's chief pilot. While he wasn't in the air during the initial attacks, he was in charge of coordinating New York's aerial response from the ground, and what he saw and experienced changed his life forever. In an extraordinary interview, Ken shares why rooftop rescues weren't possible on 9/11, how misinformation spread, including reports of enemy fighters over Manhattan, and he shares some behind-the-scenes aviation stories from NYPD. He explains why some helicopters, which arrived from neighboring agencies, were unable to help. He also talks about the aftermath, the long-term toll on pilots, friends lost to 9/11 cancer, and how the NYPD Aviation unit evolved in the years that followed. This was one of the most moving interviews I've ever done, and I want to thank Ken Solosky, who, by the way, is one of our Patreon mega supporters, for sharing his story with us. And because it fits so well with our new podcast, Rotary Wing Show, I've released the full episode there. So to hear this 9/11 episode now, here's what you need to do. Open your podcast app right now, search for Rotary Wing Show, and don't start with the word the. Type in only these 3 words, Rotary Wing Show, and then subscribe. Or if you use Apple Podcast or the Spotify app, I put links for those podcast apps directly in our show notes. To get there, and whatever podcast app you're using to listen to me now, scroll to find the show notes and then click on the link for Apple Podcast or Spotify. Now, this is an episode you won't want to miss, so go to Rotary Wing Show now, and if after you listen, you have any 9/11 stories related to general aviation that you'd like to share, go to aviationnewstalk.com and click on Contact at the top of the page and share your story. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk with you again soon.